Yeah, we're real excited about him. Real excited about Sonny. He's been playing a lot of time in our practice games. He's been the leading scorer in one of our games. Um, he's a player, and he's gonna start the season as a rotation player. So it's exciting to have him. He's got really nice size, long arms, big hands. He can play inside or out. Great offensive rebounder, and I think he's going to be a fan favorite for the Ginebra fans. He should be exciting. He's an exciting player. Kind of I don't want to compare him this young, but kind of like in many ways like a Nokum in terms of the way he plays, the way he gets to the rim, and some of the things that he does.
So far, how's the tune-up games? How's the preseason preparation for
Yeah, we've had a couple of. We had one this morning, and we had one a couple days ago. You know, we try to really focus on them being actual practices. You know, we don't take the winning and losing very seriously. I think we had a chance to win tonight, at least tie the game, but missed a free throw at the end. But you know, it's the way we play rather than the result of the score. And I feel we've been a little disjointed. We need to be more complementary with each other. But that's something that will develop through the conference. You know, we don't have Jamie here anymore, so we're filling that void. Obviously, we don't have LA, so you know, there's a leadership void. I think Steven's doing a good job of stepping into that leadership at this point. And but you know, these are things that you have to overcome. And then we have a couple of young guys. Well, we have one young guy in Sonny, which we talked about, and then we have Norbert. Japeth is going to be out probably for the first few games. We don't know exactly when he'll be back. We had a choice with Japeth. He could have, at the end of the last conference, he could have had his surgery on his hand, his left hand, that he's needed for more than a year. He's needed this surgery. He's been playing with these bad fingers on his left hand. It's very painful, always swelling after the game. And it's been going on for like a year and a half, but we haven't had time to do a surgery to correct it. And then there was a choice to do it right after the conference, and then he would be ready for the first game, or go to Saudi Arabia for the Asia Cup, and then do the surgery after that, knowing he'd miss the first couple of games. So, you know, we thought about it, but we just felt like, you know, the Asia Cup was too important, and so we kind of forced him to go to the Asia Cup rather than stay here and do his surgery. So the day after we arrived from Saudi Arabia, he had his surgery done, and it's going all right. It's doing well, but he's not doing basketball activities yet. He can't handle the ball yet, so he'll be out probably our first game, maybe our second, and we'll play it game by game after that. But at least it's something that's going to be taken care of. We're not going to have to worry about it anymore, and we think it'll help him in the long run, getting the surgery done.
Coach, last season, 2 runner-ups, 1 semifinal finish. Do you feel like
you know, I don't really look back too much. You know, we're not going to be too worried about what happened to us there. We came close. We came about as close as you could come. You know, a couple of game 7s or got knocked out by the eventual champions. You know, those game 7s could have gone either way. So, that's really always a tough way to lose. Is losing when it's that close. But when you have some time and distance and you look back on it, you know, I mean, we were right there. So, you know, we're not too upset about, you know, where we are as a team at this point. And we know we can contend, we know we can compete, and I just think that kind of stuff You learn resilience and you learn to keep battling. And I think our team will grow from those situations. And so I think that those kind of things that happened to us last year or last season will make us stronger going into this season. So I'm not too disappointed with that.
How do you see the competition?
What is an uncomfortable seat? uh, you know, I mean, I think if you're a young coach or something like that, I think you should spend your time studying talking text. So I think they're playing at a really high level in terms of their system. They've got a really nice system. They run it really well. They execute it really well. And they play beyond their talent. And I think that they're a team, obviously, that you're going to have to battle all the time. They're going to be especially good come playoff time because of their execution. San Miguel with Jumar is always going to be the measuring stick for everybody. So, you've got that. I think LA is going to do wonderful things at Magnolia. And I think they'll be a contender as well. Yang, there's always Yang, and he's always there. So, there's a lot of really good teams out there. I thought Blackwater today, we played them in a practice game. They looked really good, looked really, really organized and together. They've obviously been going at it for a while. Their game looks really honed at this time. Aside from that, I think we're going to be playing Northport. We had a game scheduled with Morocco, but then had it canceled. So we're not really sure about Morocco, but with Brickman, he's going to lend something to him. He's not a young kid that they're going to have to develop. He's a kid that's going to come in and make an impact on their team right away. And that might be the one that takes them over to the next level. So they got good size over there, and a lot of veterans that know how to play the game, and they got a great coaching staff. So and NLEX, I think NLEX could be a big surprise. People forget how Jong is a championship coach, and he's won a lot of championships. And I think that you watch the development of Bullock and the players around him. I think you can see Jong's imprint on those players and the way they play. Bullock is playing a lot better, I think, a lot more team basketball, and he's maturing. And that's great for the league. That's great for him. That's great for their team because he is a premier player. And it's nice to see him being coached up so well by Coach Jong. Am I missing anybody? Converge. Oh, that's right, Converge. Yeah, the young upstarts, man. I don't know. They just keep getting better all the time. They have great balance, size, and they have great guard play. They're really a complete team over there, and they just need some time to continue to gel and mature and go through some failure and jump them to the next level. But they are, if we look at it, I think they can stay intact for the next 2 or 3 years. They could become the dominant team in the league. As Jumar starts to wind down, some of the teams start to wind down. Those guys are just going to be getting better.
It's going to be a long season with PBA and Gilas.
Yeah. I'm prepping myself for it, trying to get in shape, trying to lose some weight. Not doing a very good job yet. Keep eating cookies. I got to stop those cookies. But yeah, it's going to be a long trek, 15 months, and then during all the breaks, Gilas will be ongoing. So it's really tough on the family, and my son's getting married next year. My daughter got married last year. I'm right at that age where all the kids are starting to find partners. So I'm going to have to find some time to get to my son's wedding. I don't know when that's going to be yet. They haven't scheduled it. but 15 months is a long time. And in the meantime, I think we'll have, maybe 6 windows within those 15 months. So a lot of travel. We're just thinking about it right now. We're going to Dubai next month, and then the month after that, we're going to Guam, and then the month after that, December, I think we're going to Bahrain, and then in February, we're off to, I don't know, Australia, New Zealand, or something like that. So it just seems like there's going to be a lot of travel thrown in the meantime. So, but that's why we play the game. It's fun to go and visit new countries. It's just tiring when you get back. It's fun getting there. It's no fun coming back. Now we got to go to work. But looking forward to it. Looking forward to our trip to Dubai. I think that'll be a big challenge for us playing San Miguel on the road like that. Trying to, and then come back and it's not so much going on the road. It's the coming back and continuing jumping right back into the. I haven't seen the schedule. I don't know what our next game is, but it takes you a while to recover from those trips, the travel and everything before you're ready to play. I would love to be playing us the game after Dubai. When I see a team go out of the country, I'm so happy when I get to play in the next game. It's hard to recover from them, but that's just a challenge that's presented to us. We don't have any control over it, so we're just going to go out and do the best we can. Well, looking at it today, we're going against Jeffrey, Mike Cortez, Jeffrey and Mike. Mike was the assistant, Jeffrey was the head coach, and so I'm going against ex-players there. I go against Luigi at Morocco. I go to now LA and Magnolia, Willie Wilson in Phoenix, Chunt with Talking Tex. They all know me really well. And John now too. So it's not an easy thing going against your ex guys. It's hard to have that, that real, there's not a lot of dislike that you oftentimes have with other teams. These guys are all ex-players or ex-coaches, and they mean a lot to me. So it's difficult going against them, and that's just the friendship part. And then you have the X and O's. They know the X and O's and what we try to do. And but I'll be curious to see what LA does. I haven't seen any video of his games yet. Of course, we watched the junior national team, the Gilas, Batangilas, and they had a lot of pressure going after it, but then they weren't running the triangle or anything like that. So it'll be interesting to see how much of the triangle he adapts, or whether he goes into continuity through the influence of Coach Kirk Collier. It'll be interesting for me to see how he evolves his coaching style. When I think about style, I think what he means about style is not running the same system. I think it's style in terms of how you bring practices together, relationships with players, leadership principles, team values. Those are the things that I think he's talking about in terms of style. But in terms of we're going to run the same exact defense that we run, or the same exact offense, or have the same out of bounds plays, that won't happen. That'll come through the things that he's learned. He's not just learned from me. He's learned from Chuck Reyes and in the national team. I think he played for Tab, also at Gilas. He's had many, Norman Black. He's had many coaches. So that's what you do. You pick and choose from the coaches that you played for, and you decide you like that or you like that. It's like picking apples. That's a good apple. That's a bad apple. And then you come back and you make your own applesauce. So I think he'll, like I said, it's just going to be really interesting for me to watch him evolve as a coach over there.
Okay, you know me, I can be here all day. Next year. We have to try to mix in Quentin, QMB, into the lineup, and he's a young guy, doesn't know the system yet. Then we have to make sure we have realistic expectations for him. Don't get the expectations too high. He's going to come in and dominate right away. We'll have to see where Kai is in terms of availability. So there's a lot going on at this point, getting ready for the next window in Guam. And then from Guam, we have Australia and New Zealand, and we're going to have to be at the top of our game by the time we're ready to play in New Zealand and Australia. And hopefully that means the help of Kai, and the help means the Guam window will be a time where QMB can really try to integrate into the team. Then we'll look year end and reassess the team going into the next year, and see if there's any more changes beyond Quentin Brown that we might do. It's just like year end of end of season for any team. You take a look at your team. You go, what do we need? Are players getting older? Are there young players that we can maybe draft and pick up? Is there a free agent out there? Can we perhaps make a couple of trades? These are the things you go on with your regular club team, your PBA team. And these are the thoughts that since this team is a team of continuity, the Gilas team, it's the same kind of approach. At the end of the year, we'll take a look, do we need to make some changes? But we're not going to change, 8, 9 guys or something like that. That's crazy, because we have to start all over. We have a really good young core. If you think about it, outside of Dwight, who is 26, we have 5 guys or 6 guys that are under 24 years old. And that's Kai, that's AJ, that's Carl, Kevin, QMB, and somebody else. But all those guys are 24 years and younger. So they're young players still developing, not even close to their prime yet. And so that's a core that we're going to continue to work with. And then, you got Calvin, who's like 28, I think, and then you've got Scotty, who's 30. And beyond that, you've got some 30, Jumar, who's a little older, and Nunu, who's a little older. But you want those little older guys because they show the way. They show how to prepare for a game. They show how to come to practice and get ready. They show the importance of paying attention to detail, because they've learned these things as they've gotten older. Young players don't know a lot of these things. So you need veterans to show the way. And eventually those 6 guys, 7 guys will become the veterans, and when new guys come in, they'll be able to show the way to the new guys. And that's basically how you build a team and how you continue to build. That's how you build Ginebra. That's how you built Alaska in the past, or Sandmid Coffee. And that's what we're looking for with Gilas. We're very much aware that Nunu is 35 or 36, and Justin's 37, and Jumar is 35 or 34. We know those guys are there, but they're there for a purpose. You just don't want to come with 12, 20-year-olds. It's tough because there's a lot for them to learn, and we want to win, and we want to develop. We want to win now, and yet we still want to develop and get better. And so the youth gives us a chance to continue to develop and that size that we have, those guys, those 5 guys that we talked about, 6 guys that are, including Dwight. I mean, Dwight's what, 6'5", you've got Carl, who's 6'8", you got Kevin, who's 6'6", 6'7", you got AJ, 6'11", Q, 6'10", Kai, 7'3". I mean, my gosh, you've got tremendous size right there in that core. And imagine that core staying together for the next 3 or 4 or 5 years, even 6 years. And that group goes from 24, 23 to 30, 31. And they're in the prime of their careers. So it's an exciting young core that I'm excited to be around, and we're just trying to fit the right pieces around that core so that we can try to win now. But we want to continue to develop as we go. We don't want to have a hard ceiling. We want to keep pushing that ceiling up and keep moving forward at the same time. Because the moment we lose, everybody's angry and they want to change everything. So it's important to win now. It really is. It's important to win now and show how good you can be. But just like any other team, that's the problem with Gilas. There's really unreal expectations. They expect you to win every game. They expect you to beat Australia every time, or beat New Zealand every time, or even Chinese Taipei. They expect you to beat every time. If you look at the club teams, the NBA, or us, we don't beat San Miguel every time. We don't beat Blackwater every time. Once in a while we're going to get beat by them, and they're going to get better and better and better. Also, they're working hard to improve. Chinese Taipei is working hard to improve. They're searching the world for their Philams, and which they did. They brought in a couple of guys from NCAA Division I players, and they got a great naturalized player, 7-foot naturalized player, and they built them around. They developed a good team. The Middle Eastern teams are doing the same thing. Everybody's trying to do the same thing. So it's a competitive world out there, and it's hard to keep up with the Joneses. But we're doing our best, and we think with our young core, we can match up with anybody in Asia with our young core. But we haven't had our young core together yet. We've never had Kai and AJ play in the same game or even in the same practice. Never had them practice together since we've been together. Now we got Quentin will be a new addition, and he'll elevate the team. So it's a team that I don't think has seen their best game yet. We haven't seen our best game or our best team together yet. And knock on wood, we don't run into a bunch of injuries or have something come unavailable or have availability issues, and we take this next year by storm. By having this core all together and having AJ and Kai and Q together, getting Dwight, healthy. Dwight was more healthy this time. He wasn't healthy when we were playing Chinese Taipei and New Zealand in that last window. He was not healthy, but he was healthy enough. Hopefully we can keep him healthy. And if we make additions or subtractions, those guys come in and make an impact. So we'll see. But I'm excited about the program. We've had a couple of setbacks that we're disappointed on. I'm really disappointed that we dropped in the rankings. I knew it was coming. It still hurt a lot to drop. We worked hard to get that ranking back up, and then we lost again. And ultimately our ranking, we want to get our ranking into the top 20. Top 29. That's our first goal, is get it to the top 29 and then get it under 30, and then after that, see if we can get under 25 and into the 20s. That's our goal.
What is Quentin already playing in November window?
Yes, we assume he is, yes.
Is he under contract with that? Is he under contract with that?
I know he's in Japan at the moment, but I don't know if he's under contract yet. I don't know. I don't know. I I don't know if he's eligible in Japan yet because I think I don't. I honestly don't know. So maybe I shouldn't say. So you guys got to figure that out for yourself. I really don't know. I mean, talking off the top of my head and may get it wrong, and then his agent's going to call me and get all mad at me. So bottom line is that he's in. I know he's in Japan, and we've been communicating with him, and he's working with Patrick Bertosa, our analytic guy, and our video guy. They're sending videos back and forth, triangle stuff, so he can try to get a head start. But I don't know if he's actually playing with the team yet, or if he's signed a contract with anybody over there. But he is apparently very excited about playing in November.
Coach, just to clarify, is QNB the only change or addition to the lineup?
Yeah, but it's more of an addition at this point. It's like a add, and I hate this term, but add to the pool. We haven't removed anybody. He's just added in, and also Kai. You know, if Kai comes back healthy, obviously he'd be another change from the 12 guys. So those are decisions we'll have to make, but we don't need to make them now, so there's no reason for us to make them now. So, but we're just adding them in, and we'll decide later, who the final 12 will be.
Coach, the Asian Games, no more conflict like in the SEA Games, right?
No. In fact, they're giving us 40 days for the Asian Games. You know, that's the hard part. We're defending we're defending a gold medal right now, so the expectations are going to be high. I don't know yet of the availability of the Japanese players, players from Japan or the Korea. Honestly, I don't know. They're not under FIBA regulations to play in Asian Games, so I'm not sure of their availability. But I'm hoping it would be great if we could keep that team intact, go straight into the Asian Games. That would be fun. We'd really enjoy that. That would be coming from, I think, a trip down to Australia and New Zealand. And then we come back and have like 10 days of practice, and then go to the Asian Games. So we'd have the prep for the New Zealand, for the window, play the window, then we come straight back and continue to prep for the Asian Games. So that's really a huge advantage that the PBA has given to us, giving us 40 days off. The only thing is that everybody's going to have 40 days off except for me. I'm a little bummed out about that. I'd like to take those 40 days off, but this is so much more important, and in the long run, it's so much more fun that I could do if I was like visiting family in the States. You know, doing this kind of stuff is a lot more fun.
Okay, thank you.